Take your time. That's you in trouble. Yeah, no. Dunking. Oh my.
We went into the post. I thought we were going to see an Abdul-Jabbar.
Luke Alcindor. Whoa! Whoa. if it's JV basketball, but it seems like John Glenn keeps scoring, but they never. So you guys take this and oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, that's real nice.
No announcers, but
It's good, yeah.
us talking.
I'm glad you don't. Double dribble. before too.
ABC Sports presents high school basketball. Tonight's game is brought to you by Southeastern Med, Doan Ford, WB Green Insurance, West 40 Auto Sales, Muskingum Valley Health Centers, Edward Jones, Teresa Cowden, Park National Bank, and Abel's Electric Heating and Cooling.
To ABC Sports on YLP TV, glad to be with you. Bill Davidson and Mike Whitlow here at the 10th in the Concord with the Lady Muskies trying to get back over the 500 mark here this season in 2021. They are 5-5 overall. The Philo Electric and Lady Electric 6-4 in overall play, 4-4 in the league. Coach Dan Hurley, a long-time head coach now of this group, and first-year head coach Gary Sigmund of John Glenn. Trying to, I guess, kind of reload this Lady Muskie basketball team that's had some good talent here. Still some good talent on both squads, Mike. Both of these teams kind of vying for kind of supremacy for that third, fourth place here. Sheridan and Maysville Tri-Valley, one of the top dogs in the league. And these two teams are trying to battle to get to respectability with those teams. Well, and important for a number of reasons. You're trying to obviously build the psyche of your team. But your program, you're trying to grow there. John Glenn escaped, I shouldn't say escaped, but they won pretty handily, 38-22 in the JV game. And they want to continue that on and continue to grow. As you said, Philo is 6-4 for the season, 4-4 in the league. And John Glenn's 5-5 on the season. They want to get out that side to get in the win time. Now, in the meantime, you want your squad to be +1 on the wins, and then you can grow on that.
Both of these teams, Philo's had some good competition here throughout, a scrappy bunch. Still a relatively young group. You look at this, on only one senior on this team, Chloe Irvin, who's been a 3-year starter now with the Lady Electrics, but for the most part, it's a junior-laden team. With a sophomore and a couple of freshmen sprinkled in there. So this team really right now is sitting, I would think, Dan Hildy would think, in a good position this year with a fairly young group.
No doubt about it, but both squads are this way. You look at John Glenn's roster, and you don't see any senior, or excuse me, you see two seniors in the in the fray, but loaded with sophomores, freshmen. A couple of juniors sprinkled in. I mean, they're young too, so both squads, the sky's the limit. They're looking, and these wins are important, and where you stand at the end of the season is important, even though, we always focus in on the winning of the MVL or moving on in district play and so on and so forth. I guess moving on in tournament play is pretty decent, but these young squads, they want to show where they were as younger. The great thing we always say, the great thing about freshmen and sophomores is they're going to be sophomores and juniors. So, that's where they're going to build.
Yep. Both of these teams, certainly John Glenn has been a team that typically in the last few years has been a team that likes to up-tempo the basketball. And, of course, when doing that, when you talk about John Glenn, you have to talk about Angela Kumler. And in the game the other night that went to overtime, Kumler takes over in the overtime and really just outduels Meadowbrook a few nights ago. And Kumler really makes this engine run for the Muskies.
Well, and that's that's what you're looking for. Is you're looking for some of your upperclassmen or whatever, anybody step up and take charge and be that go-to guy. Kumler was able to do that the other night. The junior was able to get in there and battle, and that's a big win for the Muskies. But the thing is you want to put back-to-back wins and back-to-back-to-back wins, and you want to keep that thing going. So they want to keep it alive. Philo wants to get out of here alive. You always want to win on another team's court, and the season trudges on.
As we said, Dan Hildy, Philo Lady Electric coach, now I think in about his 6th, 7th season, at least since taking over the program. Has done a really nice job with Mike Boisel as the assistant, and of course Gary Sigmund, first-year coach, Cambridge guy that's taken over. And good to see Stacy Musselman back in the coaching ranks here again too on the bench. She's been with the program here at John Glenn for a number of years since coming over from Coshocton years ago.
And that'll be the stability. I think we're getting ready for the national anthem, my friend.
We'll have the starting lineups of this game here between the Lady Electrics and the Lady Muskies. And for the meantime, we will step out for just a few moments or so. The starting lineups coming up from this afternoon's ball game between Philo and John Glenn. as we get set for basketball here on YRP TV.
At this time, please rise and join in the playing of our national anthem. First for visiting Philo, number 0, a 5'6" sophomore, Olivia Dement. Number 12, a 5'9" junior, Kristen Horton. Number 14, a 5'9"
Ready here?
junior,
Welcome back to New Concord. Dave Davidson and Mark Withrow here on YRP TV. Dan Hildy's 6'4" Philo Lady Electric starters being introduced. Kirsten Harper, a junior at 5'9", will be on a wing. Amasia Barnett, another junior at 5'2", a guard, number 14. Number 23 is Chloe Irvin, the only senior on this roster at 5'9". She'll be in the middle most of the afternoon for Philo. Number 0, Olivia Dement, a sophomore guard at 5'6", and Zoe Dodson, a 5'2" junior. So 4 juniors and a senior in the starting lineup, or excuse me, 3 juniors, a sophomore and a senior in the starting lineup today for the Lady Electrics. And with the John Glenn Lady Muskie lineup, we'll go to Mark Withrow.
Yeah, we'll look first, let's see, number 12, Rachel Meinert, a 5'8" junior. Abby Scherer, 14, 5'5" senior, one of the coup seniors on the squad. Number 22, Angela Kumler, 6'3" junior. Number 32, Olivia Abrams, 5'11" junior. And number 33, Hannah DiMatteo, a 6'1" sophomore. So we're looking at some pretty young lineups, and they've tipped her off.
Yep. And the tip won by John Glenn. Kumler will bring it across the timeline here for the Muskies in their whites with the maroon trim. Philo in the road blues today. Out high with it, DiMatteo.
Little zone to start things off.
Yep, off to the corner. Here's a 3 for Shire. First one is off the back of the rim. Ball bouncing around, and Kirsten Harper comes away with it, leading a 2-on-2. And all the way to the other end. A layup is in and good for Zoe Dodson. Gets the scoring underway here for Philo 2-zip.
Yeah, missed the outside shot. They cleared the board, cleared the ball, and just took it right to the cup. Obviously attacking the goal right off the bat, Philo.
Kumler looking for some direction, looked like from Coach Sigmund on the sideline. Now Shire will bounce it to the low post. Kumler with a nice little running hook move, and that scores to tie the game.
Nice dribble penetration, mid-post. Went up with the left hand and put it in the hole. Turnover.
And here comes Kumler the other way, uncontested, and she will score 4 in a row for John Glenn to give them their first lead.
And that was just sloppy ball handling by Philo as they lost it in this little pressure that John Glenn's given them at about half court.
Too much pressure by John Glenn, giving Philo a layup, but that's missed by Dodson there, and a rebound again for Kumler of John Glenn as she tosses it up to half court as Shire brings it across the right sideline. On the way now is Minert, pulls up from 10, and that banked in. Banks are open here on Saturday, and it's 6-2.
Defense went for the steal, cleared her. She just took a couple of dribbles down into about 6-7 foot, and there's another turnover as she drags that pivot foot.
So a turnover on Kirsten Harper, and Philo gives it back to John Glenn, down by 4. The senior Chloe Irvin will check out of the lineup momentarily.
This defense Philo's running is kind of like a matchup zone.
We'll see Caitlin Rose, a freshman, in there in the middle, the number 32 for the first time. She goes down and defends against DeMatteo, and DeMatteo throws it away, so a turnover right back to the Lady Electrics. 2 minutes gone here in the opening quarter, 6-2 Muskies. Kumler with those long arms, taps it away, gets the steal, can't find anybody to get it to. Still a scramble for the ball, and John Glenn comes up with it. DeMatteo off to Shire, open 3, left side. Splash.
Boom. Got her feet set and got nice ball movement, gets the shot. First three-pointer for John Glenn.
Shire, the top 3-point shooter for this Lady Muskie team, and drains her first one of the day. It's going to be a foul underneath the basket. It's going to go against, I believe that is Rachel Minert.
Yes,
That'll be her first foul. Inbounded Philo will get it to the corner. Kirsten Harper spinning baseline, trying to work on the very long and lanky Kumler. Outside 3 it goes for Philo. That's off. Good box out by DeMatteo, but gets tied up a little bit from behind. Electrics will keep possession. Good hustle play there by Philo's freshman Caitlin Rose.
Nice look there for the 3, but nice job on the offensive boards by Philo.
Harper will get it in. Here's an open 3 attempt. That one's too hard off the back. Kumler with another rebound for John Glenn, pushing it ahead quickly now a 2-on-2. Nice open look there from Kumler, and partially blocked again. The freshman Rose comes up with another good defensive play. And the Electrics have it with 5:15 remaining here in the opening quarter. Still down, make it 9-2. Harper trapped up near the 28-foot line, finds an open 3 in the corner. Splash for Philo there, and a good make by Zoe Dotson, who scores her 5th point.
Yeah, just had a nice look there, a nice high arcing shot. It hit nothing but the bottom of the net.
Kumler now will reset the Muskie half-court offense.
Now the
left side.
Philo appears to be more of a straight man-to-man right now.
Finally out of the corner, Minert finds Shire up top. Shire trying to force the issue a little bit and has it swiped away. Nice little tip-away steal by Bailey Dement, a freshman for Philo, number 2. There's going to be a foul on John Glenn in the backcourt. That'll be their second team foul.
I think that's going to be on 33, Hannah DiMatteo.
Yep, DeMatteo, the sophomore.
DiMatteo, I'm sorry.
DiMatteo, yep.
Mispronouncing it.
Her brother graduating with my son a few years ago. And here's a lob pass underneath the bucket. Rose has it momentarily. Double team, kicks it out for a long 2. That one's short. DeMatteo comes up with a nice rebound for John Glenn, and she is fouled by the Lady Electrics, and that will go on Caitlin Rose.
Good job on the rebound. Little hack there is going to bring up a foul situation, and John Glenn's going to bring it down to a half-court defense look.
First team foul against the Lady Electrics. Nearly halfway through this first quarter, 9-5, Muskies on top by 4. Led 9-2 a moment ago, their biggest lead so far. Kumler throwing it to Shire, not quite ready for the ball. Shire saves it nicely outside to Olivia Abrams. Abrams had that ball deflected by Harper. It goes to the backcourt. Kumler, now Shire drives baseline, throws one up, can't get it to go. And an offensive rebound attempt by Abrams as she went up with it was hacked from behind by Bailey Dement, the freshman, with the second team foul of the Electrics. 2 shots coming.
Nice offensive rebound by Abrams, and she's at the line for 2.
Caitlin Harper will check out for the Electrics, and we'll see Olivia Dement, a sophomore, number 0 in the game, as sister Bailey Dement will give it up to Olivia. And now to the left side. Philo looking for those threes, but some happy feet on that left wing, and a turnover by Philo's Avery Potts.
3 turnovers for Philo early, 2 turnovers for John Glenn. Substitution, number 44, Chelsea Southern, comes in for DeMatteo.
Kumler, with nobody around her near the half-court line, will pick up her dribble, throws it across right for Shire. 3.5 minutes to go in this first quarter. John Glenn still with the lead by 4, and then there's a nice little throw-up runner in the lane. Chelsea Southerden with the 5'10 freshman with her first field goal of the game to make it 11-5. We've got a 30-second timeout here by Dan Hildy and the Electrics.
Yeah, at that time they came down, there was they're back in the matchup zone and established the position, did Southerden. They got the ball into her and she put it in. That play could be there all. She's a big, strong gal, and she can do that. She showed in reserve game she can do it, and they got it into her and she put it in the bucket.
12-5 lead for John Glenn, matching their largest lead of the first quarter so far. Each team with 2 team fouls. And the Electrics will come out of the huddle with the basketball, going the full length of the floor, and John Glenn will continue to apply that pressure in the backcourt. And it'll be the DeMint sisters will handle it in the backcourt. That ball knocked away off the hip of Olivia Abrams of John Glenn. Philo will keep it just ahead of the half-court line, down by 7.
Nice job coming out of the timeout with full court pressure, organized zone press, and it slowed them down. Now they've got a little trap going.
Up near half-court, and Amacia Barnett trapped along that sideline, and Philo gets a gentle nudge from Southerden along that sideline for the 3rd team foul by the Muskies.
Well, they tried to go down that sideline. Southerden's trying to play defense, and she just got a little bit too much body on the Philo, knocked her out of bounds and gets called for the foul.
Just didn't hit the brakes in time.
No.
Along that right corner, ball again deflected out of bounds. Southerden will knock it out, and Philo will keep it with under 3 to go here in the first quarter from New Concord. 12-5 Muskies as 3 Electrics will check back in the lineup for Coach Dan Hildy. Kirsten Harper returns.
Dotson, number 34, number
Dotson
32,
and Rose.
Caitlin Rose,
Yep.
checking in.
DeMint drives on her way to the hoop and had it knocked away momentarily, but gets fouled on the recapture, and that will be Southerden again. So Southerden picks up 2 quick fouls for John Glenn, and at the line for 2 is Bailey DeMint. First free throw too strong. DeMint just a freshman.
Yeah, you got to get Southerner out of there. She showed she can establish a post position, but 2 quick fouls with 2:54 in the first.
And Hannah DeMatteo returns. Second free throw is in there for Bailey DeMint. Hits on 1 of 2. And it's a 6-point lead for John Glenn with 2:45 remaining here in the quarter. Left corner with it is John Glenn's Rachel Minor. Up top with it, DeMatteo finds Kumler with that nifty scoop move off the left side with the left hand. Won't go. A couple of Electrics and the Muskie fight forward, and Electrics come away with it. Zoe Dodson.
Boy, they're showing John Glenn's showing they can get it open in the mid post, but unable to capitalize.
Harper off of her hands. That pass from Dodson, intercepted by Kumler. Here come the Muskies. Shire again for 3. That one's too hard. And DeMatteo taps it, but it's right to the Electrics' Olivia DeMint. DeMint will bring it across the timeline, finds Sister Bailey. Freshman drives, throws up the 10-foot runner. That one's way short. And a scramble for the basketball. Still scrambling for the ball. And there's going to be a held ball as DeMatteo and DeMint come up with it. And the possession arrow this time will go to the home team, maroon and white. 12-6 game. John Glenn on top by 6. Just under 2 to play here in the first period. Rachel Minert will throw it into Angela Kumler in the backcourt.
Looks like the matchup zone again by Philo.
Olivia Abrams, Hannah DeMatteo, and Abby Shire, the other Muskies in that lineup right now. DeMatteo, this will be Abrams looking for a 3. Nice looking shot, but it's just a bit too hard off the back iron. And it's going to be last touch by Philo, so a break for John Glenn right there to save the possession with 1:40.
Yeah, that's definitely important to show she'll shoot that shot. It was a nice looking shot, just didn't make it. Whoa.
There's a good, strong, high-arcing shot by DiMatteo, and she was fouled on the 10-foot shot. That'll be team foul number 4, or excuse me, number 3 on Philo. First foul on Kirsten Harper. So DiMatteo puts her mark in the score column for the first time and increases that lead to, again, its largest so far, 13-6, trying to make it 8 points. And she does.
Nice looking free throws. John Glenn having a lot of success with the ball inside the heart of the zone.
14-6 game. Electric's trailing now with their largest deficit. Minute and a half remaining in the quarter. DeMint finds Harper up top. And now toward the right sideline is Dodson. Dodson being hounded by Abrams. Goes strong to the glass. Had the ball partially blocked. DiMatteo got a piece of that shot first. And then the garbage play pickup by Kirsten Harper.
Nice job. Just outworked John Glenn that time on the boards. Got the extra possession.
Harper was in the right place at the right time. Gets her first points of the day. 1 minute remaining here in the opening quarter. Kumler gets double teamed out down low, which is going to happen most every time she touches the ball. Kumler again, three-point line, drives inside, finds 3 Electrics. Outside again, Abrams, same spot. Banks this one in. I don't think that was planned, but Abrams scores it anyway as she's now 1 of 2 from three-point land.
It's a nice looking shot.
It's always nice when it goes in. There's a good shot blocked by DiMatteo the other way, and Meinert comes up with it for John Glenn with 35 seconds remaining in the first period here from New Concord. A 17-8 game, and John Glenn now a chance to make it a double-digit lead before the end of the quarter.
Yeah, we're back in this matchup zone.
Abrams will bounce it out high for Abby Shire. And Philo had better know where Shire is at on the court. Out above that three-point arc especially. Kumler will just hold it under her arm as Harper now comes out and forces a count, but will drop back now. 7 seconds. Kumler looking, drives the paint, throws up the runner. Nice shooting touch.
Nice.
11-point lead for John Glenn, and that brings us to the end of the quarter. And no surprise that Angela Kumler, leading scorer of the game so far, 6 points for John Glenn, and 5 different scorers in that quarter for the Muskies as they hold a 19-8 advantage here after 1. And we will break away for this very short message here on YRP TV as our second quarter coverage will continue on ABC Sports in a moment. Dave Davidson and Mark Withrow back to New Concord. A 19-8 advantage here, Mark Withrow, for John Glenn. An excellent first quarter.
Yeah, Philo was held to 3 for 10 shooting, about 33%, only 1 for 2, 50% from the arc. John Glenn, 50%, 7 for 14, 2 for 5 from the arc, 40%. 4 turnovers for Philo, 2 for John Glenn.
Most of those turnovers coming probably in the first 2 minutes of that quarter.
Yes.
Both teams have kind of settled down a bit. Harper will dribble through 3 Muskies and we'll send it back out top. Here's a 3 ball in the air for Amasia Barnett. That one's no good. Philo comes up. Chloe Irwin comes up with the rebound but turns it over. And here come the Muskies the other way. First time in the game for Marissa Sacchi. And she'll fire it over to the left sideline for Abrams, and now Kumler down low. Pass deflected out to Meinert. Here's a deep water 3 for Kumler. That one's no good. Nice hustle rebound by John Glenn. She's tied up immediately. Good play on the offensive glass to keep possession for John Glenn as Marissa Sacchi, the sophomore, comes in and makes some noise early.
She did a nice job, got a couple of quarters in on the reserve game, did a nice job there directing them.
On the left wing with it is Minert for John Glenn, looking to the high post now and giving it out to Abrams. Abrams banked in a three near the end of that first quarter a little while ago. Kumler finds herself open at the left elbow. Not quite set on that shot, didn't look Kumler-esque, but the rebound comes off to Abrams. She's left open for three in the corner. That won't go. Another offensive board for John Glenn. That is Minert with the board. Kumler fires it over to the right side. Now back to the left for Minert. And again, a no-good shot. So three or four chances for John Glenn there, and still nothing to show for it. A big break for the Lady Electrics there.
Well, and I tell you, they continue to attack the center of the zone, matchup zone. Just no defense against the post.
And stepping out of bounds on the sideline was Amasia Barnett. So a turnover to John Glenn once again. That'll be turnover number 6 already here for Philo.
Yeah, and 2 early in this quarter. John Glenn having no problem getting it into the post, which allows them to kick it back out to shooters. They just got to get some of these shots to fall.
John Glenn will get it into the backcourt for Minert. And now Saki will handle it across the timeline as she beats a couple of Electrics on the dribble. Abrams over to Shire. Don't leave her open in the corner, and that's why. Bangs her second three in, and Shire now with 6 points and starting to get warmed up. And Philo in danger here of losing grip of this one early.
Well, they had there's a turnover. That's the third one. Took a step before she put it on the floor. 3/4 court presses by both these squads. I'd look like Philo threw a little run and jump in, and just a chaos out there, left Shire open, and she drilled it just like you had said.
Minert feeds it to the corner. Here's Abrams again. She's like that three-point shot, but misses again this time. Just 1 of 4 for Abrams. A rebound for Philo. DeMint gets a little whack and a trip from behind by Marissa Saki. That's her first personal foul. Team number 5 on John Glenn. 5:47 remaining in the first half. And a 22-8 advantage here for John Glenn, their largest lead. DeMint picks up that dribble at a dangerous spot just ahead of the half-court line. Chloe Irvin, the senior, is double-teamed. Finds it down the sideline. Driving was Potts, and finds Kirsten Harper in the lane, and Harper with her second field goal and her second basket in close.
Nice job driving the baseline's what set that up. Once they got the baseline, got to that, there's a turnover, a travel.
Philo doing, paying the dividend back to what John Glenn's been doing to Philo in that half
that all
court.
set up because they gave up the baseline. That's a great passing angle there to the low post, and just a good job by Philo. Philo clawing its way back in.
Rachel Minert gets out of the lineup as Saki returns. That pass intercepted by Abrams, finds Kumler, a 3-on-2 for John Glenn.
Whoa, a lot of contact.
Yep, lucky, probably John Glenn fortunate there was no offensive foul called there on Kumler. The ball deflected out of bounds by Philo. Muskies will keep it in the half court. 5:07 remaining in the half and leading by 12. Saki gives it to Shire. Floater on the baseline. And she was hit by Chloe Irvin. Her first foul. Team number 6 against Philo. No, I'm sorry, number 4. I looked at the wrong side. 14th foul. Shire at the line for a deuce. And that's good. So Shire connects on her first charity stripe points. That gives her the team lead in points with 7. And out of the lineup now is Madeline Winland, another freshman for Gary Sigmund's Muskies. Kumler had the offensive rebound, scrambling for it, and it's off the knee of Abrams out of bounds to Philo.
Well, off that miss, that's the 4th offensive rebound for John Glenn this quarter.
There's been a lot of them, and there's another Philo turnover. Kumler intercepts that half-court pass. Abrams double-team, find Kumler. Kumler, a left elbow shot. Drano for Angela Kumler, now back in the scoring lead with 8 points in the game, and now the largest lead for John Glenn at 25-10, and another backcourt foul. This is Marissa Saki again with her second personal foul, and number 6 on the Muskies. Next foul will put the Electrics in the bonus.
The press is definitely causing some problems for Philo, but also it's put them into the penalty, so that could be a problem also.
Olivia DeMint off to sister Bailey DeMint, the freshman with really good speed and really good ball handling ability. She'll be very, very good. And there you see a nice crisscross move and a right-hand layup from a very tough angle.
Yeah, coast to coast. She just did a really nice job of getting around people and putting it up off the glass.
She's fun to watch. Her first field goal of the game, 3 points for Bailey DeMint, the freshman, making it 25-12, John Glenn by 13. Nearly halfway through this second quarter, Kumler finds Dematillo down low. Ball knocked away as bodies get tangled up along the baseline. It'll go to John Glenn. Rachel Meinert returns, and Olivia Abrams will check out after a good offensive and defensive effort. Up high with it is Saki, top of the key. Nice open look inside. Good look by Saki to find Dematillo, who had 2 electrics pinned on her back there for a good position.
Well, there's been a couple of nice passes. That pass and then Kumla earlier, they really fed the low post well, getting it down in there at the free throw line. Here we go.
And Hannah Dematillo, perfect again. 3 for 3 from the line. That's where all 3 of her points have come from. It's 26-12, John Glenn by 14. Chloe Irvin will check out again for Dan Hildy's Electrics. And Dematillo will try to make it a 15-point advantage. And Drano.
Great form on the free throw line. John Glenn's going to step back, going to pick it up at half court.
Bailey DeMint dribbles through 3 Muskies, finds an open shot, blocked there by Kumler with those long arms. Kumler has the ability to make up such a distance. She doesn't have to be right up on you.
Yeah, she's really a long person. Don't have the stats like the big boys do, but she's long.
Bailey DeMint off to the side. There's a left-handed running bank shot, no good by Caitlin Rose, the freshman, but draws a 2-shot foul. And Rose will go to the line for a pair. 15 foul on John Glenn and number 2 on Hannah Dematillo. And Rose going for the bank, and it's no good. Madeline Windland, the freshman, is back in. Dematillo will have a seat. Gary Sigmund wants to save her with the 2 personal fouls here, probably for the remainder of the half.
Yeah, probably a good call with 3:49 left in the half.
And Rose with the second free throw attempt again, looking for the top of that square. Can't get it to go. Ball deflected and out of bounds. Last touch by Rose of Philo, and John Glenn will get it. Leading by 15. 3:47 remaining here in the half.
A little bit of pressure, a 1-3-1 3/4 court, but they make it pretty easily.
Kumler ahead to Shire. Shire draws 3 electrics, throws it across court. Nice save by Meinert. Saki gets it back, now to the high post for Windland. Windland has it stripped away by the very feisty Bailey DeMint with a steal for Philo. Telling you what, she plays full tilt all the time. You
Yes,
cannot
she
take
does.
your eyes off of her. Kirsten Harper.
Looks like John Glenn's in a little bit of a zone themselves, but then they break out at a 1-2-2 matchup.
Right. Here's Olivia DeMint. Nice baseline find. Harper. Harper scores again. 6 points in the game for Kirsten Harper. That's the daughter of former Bobcat boys player Jeremy Harper. And Kirsten has her 6th point of the game to make it 27-14, John Glenn.
And John Glenn better start cutting the baseline. They're definitely attacking the baseline.
And just like that, if you fall asleep and you forget where Shire's at on the court, she'll bury you just like that, and 9 points, all 3-point shots for Shire.
Yeah, another 3-pointer at her feet set. The defense was overextended, and she just buried it.
There's an elbow shot, again blocked by Kumler. Yep, second blocked shot by Kumler. Fires it ahead to Marissa Saki. Electric's back on the defensive end. Muskies will reset the offense here, under 2.5 to go in the half, up by 16. This game, by the way, the first meeting at Philo, by the way, I think was a 2-point decision by John Glenn in that meeting a few weeks ago. There's a rebound for Caitlin Rose of Electrics. Bailey DeMint dribbles right side. Harper with a long 3. That one's way off the mark. Rebound shot up, no good. Couple of Electrics fighting for the basketball, fighting with each other over it. That shot's no good. Muskies rebound, and here comes Shire the other way. Yep, good call there by referee Scott Anders, who got Shire just pinned that ball a little bit against her hip for a moment and is called for the double dribble.
So that's the 3rd turnover by John Glenn.
Kirsten Harper and Zoe Dodson will get a breather for Philo.
1-2-2 3/4 court.
Amasia Barnett returns to the lineup for Philo. as well as Avery Potts. Here is Barnett with a 3-ball. That one's no good. Tapped away. Abrams taps it to herself and regains the rebound control with 1:35 to go in the half. Muskies up by 16, 30-14. Kumler will lob it down low. There's Minert. Minert draws a double and gets fouled on that double. And that'll be team foul number 6 against Philo. Still no bonus yet. Ball will be out of bounds under the basket for John Glenn.
Both teams trying to press each other. Both teams have a little bit of success, but on the backside of those presses, boy, tell you what, they're both attacking and they both have the capability of scoring.
Kumler finds Shire wide open 3, and lucky for Philo that they got away with that one. Kumler with a rebound foul from behind. Chloe Irvin will be the shooter going to the line for the 1-on-1. Kumler picks up foul number 1 for John Glenn, and again that bonus coming for the senior Chloe Irvin. Irvin in the game still looking to get in the score column and has a chance to do so here with 1:20 to go. First half, 30-14 John Glenn here in New Concord. 1-on-1 opportunity here. And that one's way off the mark. Barely hit the side of the rim right side.
I don't know that it did.
It barely grazed it if it did. John Glenn comes away with the rebound as Shire gets the double team up high off to Rachel Minert. Shire on the run, throws up a runner on the right side. Didn't really look at the basket and just threw one up thinking somebody was going to come in there and get it. And it was a Philo Electric. Olivia DeMint gets it across the timeline. Irvin. Now Potts to the corner for down on the block. And there's going to be a held ball. So Minert able to tie up Olivia DeMint. Possession arrow goes to Philo. 46.7 seconds remaining here in the second.
Good ball movement by Philo, but you can look, they are going straight to the baseline against John Glenn.
Olivia DeMint.
Boom.
That one brought some precipitation. Nice 2-point shot for Olivia DeMint with her first field goal of the game. 30-16.
And here's that half-court 1-3-1. They break it relatively easy, and then there's a little trapping going on.
Emma Dolan is in the game, the longer, lankier Muskie in the left corner. Shire swings it around to Kumler now to the right side. Back to the top. Muskie's looking for the last shot here of the quarter with 17 seconds now. Look out. That's near steal by Amasia Barnett.
Tried to throw a skip pass from the point over to the wing and almost got it taken away from him.
Coach Gary Sigmund's going to take a full timeout for John Glenn with 14.6 remaining in this first half, trying to set up a final possession for the Lady Muskies. They have enjoyed a 16-point lead. 30-14 a few moments ago was their largest lead of the half so far. And enjoying a 14-point advantage right now, Mark Withrow at 30-16. And who are you looking for John Glenn here to get the final shot of the half?
Oh, boy. There's a couple of people. Obviously, Abby Shire can hit the outside shot, and Kumler can hit about any shot. So they're able to get it into the post. I think I go to the post and try to stick it in, and anybody in there. And you're going to draw a foul, possibly. So, you could get a three-pointer the old-fashioned way also. But they've got any number of options. Interesting to see what Philo comes out. Will they come out in the matchup zone, leaves their middle open? Oh, they're going to put the Spice-D.
I think she was late. Was she late getting to the table? I don't think she's going to be able to get in.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And
got right behind the buzzer.
See, that's too bad because she's a heck of a defensive player, and we're talking about the younger DeMint sister.
Right. Bailey, that's still at the scores table, will not get in. They inbound it to Abrams. 12 seconds for John Glenn now. Emma Dolan way out near half court now. Near steal. That's a dangerous pass. Kumler saves it. Here's Abrams with a three. That one's too long. Nice rebound on the backside for Philo. And they will just wisely hold it right there. Olivia DeMint with a nice defensive rebound. Coach Dan Hildy likes that decision. And we go to halftime here, Mark Withrow, with the Muskies. Pretty impressive first half. Really did it, obviously, with a three-point shot with Abby Shire, but really doing it at the defensive end, honestly, forcing the turnovers.
Yeah, I think the defensive end with those turnovers, 5 turnovers in that quarter alone, but just doing a nice job of ball movement. and attacking the different zone, getting it into the heart of that zone and scoring.
So our halftime score, John Glenn 30 and Philo 16, as the Muskies with a 5-5 record coming in, looking to get over 500, and Philo at 6-4 coming into this one here, as both teams have still a lot to play for here in this young season, just barely halfway through it. And we will take a couple of minutes timeout here. We'll get the stats reset from Mark Withrow. We'll get the halftime numbers from him. Our thanks again to Cam Summers here running our visuals here on YRP TV. Cam, thank you, sir. And nice job as always. We'll return here to the tank in New Concord in just a moment. Welcome back, folks. Mark Withrow, Dave Davidson at New Concord at John Glenn High School Gymnasium. Lady Muskies enjoying a 14-point lead here at halftime, 30-16, led by as many as 16 in the first half. And looks like Mark Withrow, my pal, is ready for the numbers. Go ahead, man.
Oh, yeah, we'll check this out. Philo shooting from the field, 7 for 21, 33%. 1 for 6 from three-point land. That's not a very good percentage at all. That's about 12%. We look at John Glenn. They're shooting 10 for 27, 37% from the floor. They're 4 for 11, 36% from three-point line. As far as rebounding is concerned, John Glenn holds the edge. They have 17 total rebounds to Philo's 15. they're even. Both teams have 5 offensive boards apiece. As far as the turnovers are concerned, Philo's got 8 turnovers. John Glenn has 5. From the free throw line, Philo is shooting 1 for 5. They are 20%. And John Glenn shooting 6 for 7, 84%. As far as scores by quarter, John Glenn 19-8 wins the first quarter, and they slide by in the second quarter 11-10. And your score at this time, of course, is 30-18. John Glenn Little Muskies. Dave, back to you.
All right, sir. Individual scores here for John Glenn. 9 points in the game. Make it 10 for Abby Shire. 3 threes and a free throw. 1 for 1 at the free throw line for Shire's 10. No, that's not right. 9 points. I had it right the first time. I'm still adjusting my score sheet here, partner. This is something I'm watching you do, but not today. I've been crossing these two teams up here all day. Abby Shire leads with 9 points. 3 of the 4 3-point shots by John Glenn. 8 points for Angela Kumler. 4 for Hannah DiMatteo. All of those from the free throw line. And 2 points apiece for Chelsea Southerton, who picked up 2 quick fouls in that early second quarter, and 2 for Rachel Minard in the game for John Glenn's 30 points. Philo with their 16 points. Leading scorer is Kirsten Harper. Most of her shots coming inside the paint. 6 points for Harper, 5 for Zoe Dodson, 1 3-point shot for Philo. She has the only one that they've been able to connect on. Bailey Dement, the freshman, with 3 points, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. And 2 points on the board for sister Olivia Dement, number 0. And that is where we stand right now at the end of the first half. Just a couple of minutes away from second half getting underway between this MVL matchup. The Lady Electrics and the Lady Muskies here battling for the top half of the MVL League. Sheridan has looked really, really good once again. Ton of starters back. Tri-Valley, Maysville has looked well. They had a nice win a week ago today. Maysville girls, Pat Miller's bunch with Miss Smith beating New Philadelphia by 9 on the road last week. And right now the Lady Panthers under a quarantine right now at the moment, so they're going to be out for a couple of weeks from games and so on. And so hopefully we'll not see too many more of these quarantines from the teams, both boys and girls right now. There's a couple of boys teams in the league also that are seasons are halted right now as well. But for the most part, we've seen this MVL since Meadowbrook and Coshocton and Riverview has come back now to the league for the second time here. We've seen the league overall, I think boys and girls, shows a pretty good balance in those first 7 or 8 schools between the big school and the small school division.
Yeah, it's improving. I mean, these 2 squads here, we're playing a lot of sophomores and juniors, and you can see they're definitely climbing, getting better and better. And we still have a lot of season left. By the tournament time, these 2 are going to be somebody you're not going to necessarily want to see in the tournament. So, everything seems to be doing pretty well as far as the league is concerned. And you just hope and pray that this COVID that's running rampant throughout the country, you just hope it can hold off and these young people can play. But only God knows. So we'll just have to see. But this has been an enjoyable game. These guys are getting after one another. Even though right now John Glenn has a great lead, I wouldn't count them out. Especially, I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see. I think it's Bailey Dement playing a little more. Her energy when she gets on the floor, especially defensively, is unsurpassed. And you know what? No, they have not shown. John Glenn has not shown they can stop her on the dribble yet. She went coast to coast the first time she got on the floor, going through the press. John Glenn's got to continue to control the ball, not rush, not hurry, just come down and still feed that post. Philo hadn't been able to shut that down. Philo's also attacking their baseline. They need to stop that, but look for an exciting finish here down the stretch.
John Glenn outscoring Philo in the first quarter 19-8 and an 11-8 advantage in the second quarter for the home squad. Muskies will have the ball to start here in the second half, leading by 14, 30-16. And the original 5 out there for John Glenn: Minert, Shire, Kumler, Abrams, and DiMatteo, as Kumler will handle it in the backcourt as she clears the half-court stripe and finds Minard on that left wing.
Straight man-to-man.
Forcing that pass down low through a 2 or 3 electrics. Fortunate that wasn't picked off as
very
Kumler was swarmed.
Back into the post.
That's DiMatteo. Can't get it to go as she hangs one up there, and Olivia DeMint with a rebound for Philo. And knocked away by Minard. And half court on that pass. And Amasia Barnett in that lineup with Kirsten Harper taking it out of bounds now. Senior Chloe Irvin, 23 in the middle. And that pass thrown away. It's really just a silly turnover right there. No pressure at all. And DeMint just looking for Harper, and Harper wasn't looking for it.
Yeah, just not on the same page now. Better get somebody up here to get the ball in. That's a bad place to keep it.
Sure is. Zoe Dodson in the game for Philo is also double teaming there.
Timeout by the coach there. A wasted timeout.
Yeah.
But that was just, had a problem getting it in. Nobody would help her. Nice job getting it in bounds. Just was in a bad area.
30-second timeout here for Gary Sigmund's Muskies. Still 30-16 early here in this third quarter as John Glenn looking to continue their rhythm that way they had in the first half. Abby Shire, number 14, has 9 points in the game, and Angela Kumler, 22, with 8 points for leading John Glenn.
Well, just they came out of halftime. John Glenn wasn't ready for that press. The players weren't. I think the coach probably was, but you got to be ready. They got to do whatever they can, and there's a turnover.
And that's stolen by Chloe Irvin. Sets up a 2-on-2. DeMint pulls it out. Here's a 3 for Dodson. That one won't go off the right side. Kirsten Harper, nice job taking that rebound away from Minard, but lost it inside as Kumler comes away with it for John Glenn now and leads the break. Kumler finds DiMatteo. DiMatteo sets her feet, banks it. That one spins out. And last touch by DiMatteo out of bounds to the Electrics.
Had a pretty good look there, just didn't, didn't capitalize. Hit low on the block and bounced out.
1 minute gone here in the third. Still a 30-16 game for John Glenn by 14. Olivia DeMint rolls around Abrams, gets a nudge from behind as she drove to the basket, and will get 2 free throws.
Nice job breaking that little half-court press, if you want to call it that. They went right to the cup. She put it up, and she's on the free throw line.
Abrams with her first personal foul, first foul of the half for John Glenn, and Olivia DeMint makes it 3 points in the game for her. Her first free throw make, 2 of 3 from the line, the Electrics as a team. And the second one splashes right through. 30-18. Some backcourt token pressure. Abrams will get it back to Kumler. Kumler with that right side bounce. Abrams down to the low block. Kumler gets double teamed, finds DiMatteo, and DiMatteo throws that high off the glass to avoid the block shot by Dodson.
Nice job attacking that post again.
DiMatteo with her first field goal, and that one is deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with Philo. 32-18, 6.5 to play here in the third quarter from New Concord. And coast to coast goes Barnett. And Philo scored and one for Barnett as Barnett gets a little bit of a hip check from defender Angela Kumler with her second personal foul, and a three-point play opportunity coming for Amasia Barnett, the young junior.
Nice aggressive dribble drive to the bucket.
I'll say. Somehow got that up over the trees, and Kumler rebounds the miss for John Glenn. And John Glenn bringing it ahead with a 12-point advantage, 32-20. Right corner bounce Shire into the post to Kumler. She's wrapped up by Chloe Irvin. Irvin's second foul of the game.
I mean, making no bones about it. Entry pass to the wing, and then Kumler goes straight to the post.
Kumler will throw it in from under the Muskie basket and lobs it to DiMatteo. Hannah DiMatteo gets a swipe on the arm as she attempted the bunny shot inside, and Olivia DeMint gets that foul. That'll be the team's second foul of the half, and number 2 on Olivia DeMint.
Yeah, just a nice job getting it to the post again. Just John Glenn is unmercifully attacking the post.
And DiMatteo should be putting on a free throw shooting clinic for the rest of her team. She is now 6 of 6 from the foul
Well,
line.
not only making it, but her form is just priceless.
And good again.
That's a clinic.
That's 7 of her 9 points from the charity stripe. And the lead is back to 14. Barnett, coast to coast, finds the corner pass for Dotson. Dotson gets hacked on the elbow on that 2-point attempt. And referee Zach Peden says 2 shots for Dotson. Abrams picks up foul number 2. Team's 3rd for John Glenn here this half.
Interesting that Philo's beating the press on the dribble.
That was not happening in the first half very often. That one rims off. Dotson's first attempts at the line today. And the very scrappy Bailey DeMint set to come in if she makes this free throw. And she does, 1 of 2.
4 for 10 for Philo right now.
So Dodson checks out of the game with 6 points. Bailey DeMint, the
We got a full court.
scrappy guard,
Oh,
is in. Shire will get it into Abrams. Now Shire will be running the point for the moment for Gary Sigmund's Lady Muskies. 34-21, a 13-point lead. Just under 6 to play here in the 3rd. Kumler will bring it out high for Shire.
it's almost a 4 corners.
Yep, they're trying to really draw Philo out of this kind of a matchup man-to-man or a zone, but no real pressure there. Harper coming up on Kumler right now, trying to force some action. Kumler drives, finds a wide open Hannah DiMatteo, and her second field goal is good. That gives her 11 points in the game.
Again, attacking on the dribble and finding the low post. And here's pressure by John Glenn, the 1-2-2 half court.
Bailey off to sister Olivia. Chloe Irvin saves it on the baseline, pulls it out on the left wing, throws a lob pass up high, look out, and a nice save by Barnett as she tumbles into the 3rd row. She took a hard fall there. Hopefully she's all right. And it's stolen away by John Glenn's Minor. Here's Shire, corner 3. Boom, splash. What else? That's 4 of them in the game for Abby Shire.
Well,
And she has not missed often.
defense is in helter-skelter. He had one that was in the middle of the stands and just left her open. She got her feet planted, and they found her.
Olivia DeMint pulls up, missed everything with that one. DiMatteo rebounds for John Glenn. 18-point lead, their biggest of the game so far. And an ill-advised pass. Kumler just a little bit sloppy right there as she throws it away, trying to find Shire up the left sideline. Back to the Electrics it will go. Chloe Irvin and Amasia Barnett will check out for Dan Hildy's Electrics. And DiMatteo gets a nice round of applause heading to the bench with 11 points as she's replaced again by Chelsea Southerton. So Bailey DeMint and Olivia DeMint up there at the top of the perimeter, doing most of the ball handling. There's a nice tap away and steal by Abrams. Here comes Kumler, coast to coast, 1-on-2, dribbles around 1 and throws up the bank shot, no good. It's rebounded by Caitlin Rose of Philo, and there's going to be
I'm not sure.
just out of, I think maybe John Glenn just stepped out of bounds with it. I lost sight of it momentarily. And Gary Sigmund will bring Marissa Saki back in.
Number 15, Marissa Sakai.
Sakai, excuse me. And Kumler will have a seat on the bench with 4:15 remaining here in the 3rd.
1-2-2 3 quarters.
Bailey DeMint,
There's that Euro step.
little crossover move, can't get it to go, but there's Harper again. That's the 3rd time she has cleaned up some garbage points. 6 of her 8 points coming just off of loose balls like that right under the bucket. 39-23, Muskies by 16. Shire drives, blocked inside. Nice block shot by Olivia DeMint of Philo. Here comes Kirsten Harper pushing it ahead for the Electrics. Off to the side, Dodson a 3 on the left wing. That one's off the iron. And 2, a Muskie and a Electric scrapping for the ball. Minor and who else? Bailey DeMint, as usual, seems to be right in the middle of that scrap every time. Possession arrow to John Glenn.
She gets after it. She's just all over the place. Got a lot of energy. Really ups the energy as Philo's picking up woman to woman, man to man on full court.
Emma Dolan is back in the lineup too for John Glenn. And that missed everybody as
Well, that's one of
Sakai
those.
throws it away.
Yeah, that's one of those passes that ill-advised. Nobody knew who it was going to. Was it going to the cutter coming up to the top, or was it going to the wing? And both kind of stayed back, and it went OB.
And the very brief respite for Angela Kumler is over, and she's back out on the floor
Yeah.
as she replaces Olivia Abrams.
Very much needed rest.
Bailey DeMint.
Got
Dribble
the-
through, tip a couple of muskies. Sakai
Yeah,
got
her feet tied up with Marissa. Marissa Sakai got her feet entangled. Now, she doesn't know what she did, but her feet got tangled up with Bailey.
kind of one of those incidental fouls, but
But it happened. There's a
Sakai with the
turnover.
third personal foul, and that's off the hands of Philo's Caitlin Rose and out of bounds to John Glenn. So another Philo turnover, and that's really been the bugaboo here for the Electrics today.
Yeah, 13 turnovers for Philo.
Emma Dolan will race it up the left sideline,
Beat that man-to-man. Not a good place to pick your dribble up. There's that.
and that's why.
Yeah, and there's another one of those passes that just kind of dribbles to nobody, out of bounds. Here comes Philo.
A lot of young players out here on both squads.
A lot of
in this
learning
one.
going on.
Yes, there
Whoa,
is.
and here's dribble right down the middle.
DeMint finding Rose. Rose had that one tapped out by Minard of John Glenn. Electrics will keep it under the basket. And again, both coaches will been substituting pretty religiously in this game. 3 Electrics will enter. Sakai gets a breather, and we'll see Southerton back in the game now for John Glenn. Inbounding in is Avery Potts, another junior. Finding A. Maja Barnett, and Chloe Irvin jumps in to scrap for the ball, and she gets the possession arrow to Philo, so a nice play by the senior. Just under 3 to play, 39-23, still a 16-point lead for John Glenn here in this third quarter. Driving baseline, Rose splits a double, finds a wide open Potts for 3. That one's off back iron. Minard had the rebound, and she gets whacked from behind by Caitlin Rose, Zoe Dodson. Dodson with that foul.
Good positioning that time on the rebound. Kicked the ball out, had a good look at a 3, hit off the back iron, and foul on the rebound. Here's a breakaway.
Kumler ahead to Dolan. Dolan, nice look for Minard. Oh, and a rejection by Olivia DeMint.
Nice.
Second block shot for DeMint today.
Nice job by DeMint getting back on defense because that was a 2-on-1. She defended it well.
Kumler will throw it in from the baseline for John Glenn. Lobbing it inside. There's Southerton, pulls that one out of the sky and puts that one in off the right side glass for her second bucket of the game.
Just a nice job by Southerton to get that ball off the lob and put it in on the inbounds.
Potts drives, finds Chloe Irvin. Outside Dodson, top of the key, a wide open, that's from deep water. Nearly went in with a good touch, and it's last touched by Philo's Chloe Irvin. John Glenn has the basketball. 2:18 to play, third quarter. 18-point lead here for John Glenn, matches their largest.
Breakaway, not enough arm.
Yeah. A short
Southerton
pass
picks
by
it up.
Shire. Yeah, Southerton had it for a moment, stripped away by Potts from behind.
Just not enough arm. She tried to go for it, but had the right idea, just underthrew it. But still, Southerner was hustling, knocked it, or brought it up and got it knocked out.
And Potts with a foul in the backcourt. Not a good foul there by, Amasia Barnett on Minard. Each team with 4 team fouls now in the second half. Kumler handles it with an 18-point lead, 41-23 JG, with 2 minutes remaining here in the third. Minard has it above the 3-point arc. Feisty man-to-man defense, looking inside for a cutting Kumler, and that one off the mark, and another turnover. John Glenn's piled up the turnovers here in the third
that's
quarter.
their 10th turnover, 5th of this quarter.
Not been a very clean quarter, even though John Glenn's slightly extended that lead by 4. Here's DeMint. Olivia finding Barnett. Barnett gets steamrolled by Minard. And Barnett's going to go to the free throw line. I think it's a 2-shot foul coming, not 3. She was inside the arc, yes.
Yeah.
So Barnett to the line for the second time. She missed her first attempt earlier. And with 1:46 to go here in the third, trying to get the deficit back to 16. And she's true to form on free throw number 1. That's her 3rd point of the game.
5 for 11 from the free throw line, Philo.
Second free throw toss. Rims out.
Offensive board.
Yep, Rose had a chance at it, missed it. Here comes Kumler racing the other way. 3-on-3. Kumler up with it and gets whacked on the elbow as she attempted that running shot. And Kumler to the line for John Glenn now for the first time today. Second personal foul on Amasia Barnett.
She missed it. That's too bad. Her form looked really good, but that time a little too tough off the iron. And she missed it.
Barnett checks out for Philo. Kumler's second free throw. That one barely touching iron.
The rim.
And a scramble down to the floor. John Glenn has the possession arrow with 1:38 to play 3rd quarter, up by 17.
Might be seeing a little fatigue for Miss Kumler.
Kumler out to Shire. Shire with the running right-hander. Hello.
Wow. What a nice
And when you're making shots like that, you know it's a good day.
Boy, no doubt.
That's 14 in the game for Abby Shire to lead all scorers.
John Glenn continues to press. Oh, dear. She just got blasted.
Chloe Irvin throws that one off the left side glass and good, and she gets steamrolled for a 3-point play.
Well,
foul number 5 on John Glenn.
You know, with this lead, they continue to press, keeping the tempo fast, but just a little out of control. She has a chance for a 3-point play here the old way.
Well, Chelsea Sutherland has got 3 personal fouls, and she hasn't been cheated on any 3 of those. And the only senior on the team for Philo can't get it to go. There's a lane violation, and it was Winland who was in too early, so scratch that free throw, and Irvin now gets a chance for 2 to make 1. Minute 22 remaining. That one rattles in. So Irvin gets her first point of the afternoon. Make it her 3rd point. She had a field goal earlier. And that makes it 43-27, just over a minute, 10 seconds remaining. I think John Glenn may be trying to hold for the final shot here already.
Yeah, I think they've been slowing it up. I don't understand. You know, you press and you get the pace going quick, and then when you get the ball offensively, you slow it down. So there's a turnover for John Glenn. It's the 6th of this quarter.
And Gary Sigmund quickly going to pull someone off the bench. I don't think like the effort from Shire after the ball was stolen, just kind of gave up on the play. And 37 seconds remaining now as Philo may have the last shot of the quarter. They're down by 16. Bailey DeMint, Minor get tangled up for a moment. DeMint gets it back outside to Olivia, but nearly had it stolen away, and Shire knocks it out of bounds, and she will go to the bench as Emma Dolan replaces her. 28 seconds remaining in this 3rd. Philo trying to get perhaps the last shot of the quarter. They have just 1 3-point shot. That came from number 34, Zoe Dodson, who is in the game being guarded by Kumler right now at the foul line and coming out top to receive the ball right now. 15 seconds.
A little bit of a matchup by John Glenn, it looks like.
Olivia DeMint down to 10 seconds. Finds Bailey. Emma Dolan bails her out now by getting a foul, and that's going to put him in the bonus of 1-on-1. That's really a silly foul 40 feet from the basket.
At 30 feet away, actually 40 feet from the basket.
That was an estimation. That wasn't exact, but close enough. Bailey DeMint at the line now for the 2nd time. She's 1 of 2 so far. And that one's off the left side, no good, and a rebound for Winland. Down to the final 5 seconds. Kumler eyes the clock, throws it ahead for Minert. Heaves up a 3. That one just over the rim, on target, but too long. And we've come to the end of the 3rd. 43-27. John Glenn Lady Muskies on top by 16 over the Lady Electrics. One final 8-minute period to go here from the tank in New Concord. We'll bring it to you here on YRP TV as Mark Withrow and I will roll on here in just a moment. Our thanks to all of our fine YRP TV sponsors. You see them on your screen here in between the quarters. Appreciate all of their efforts. A lot of local businesses supporting high school sports here on ABC Sports. Mark Withrow, what do you got? Third quarter numbers.
Well, I'm trying to get them frantically.
All right, we'll get back to you here in a moment. Start of the fourth quarter, Philo basketball down 16. Bailey DeMent drives, right-hand scoop won't go. Irvin battles for the rebound with a Demetio, and it's going to be a held ball favoring John Glenn.
So I've got 35% shooting from the floor, 14 for 40 for John Glenn, and 29, 10 for 34 from the floor for Philo. Turnover.
And Philo takes it away from Shire. Bailey DeMent saved that along the far sideline. DeMent again picks that dribble up in a very dangerous spot right across half court. Kirsten Harper is back in, finds Barnett. That's a 3 ball. And that rebound is last touched by Harper and tapped out of bounds to John Glenn. Southerton returns. Chelsea Southerton to the lineup. And Abby Shire will get a breather for Coach Gary Sigmund. 7:24 remaining in the game. 16-point advantage for John Glenn. They opened up an 11-point lead after 1 and have really never looked back from that point. They have not been seriously challenged since that point. John Glenn's led by as many as 18. Minert now with the ball in the half court. Finds a 2-on-2. Southerton snares that one away from Chloe Irvin at the last moment. And Southerton has another field goal, her 6th point of the game.
Well, once they beat that press, just Philo's too slow getting back, and they've got Southerton planted down there, and they stick it to her. There's a turnover.
Southerton with a steal. Taps it away from Bailey DeMent. And Olivia Abrams will check it outside for Chelsea Southerton. Kumler thought about an NBA range 3, but wisely pulls it back and now will drive the paint. Finds a wide open Southerton. That one too hard off the glass, but Demetio's right there to clean up.
Boy, that's great post play there. Got it into the post, shot it over, got it rebounded, and put it back in.
Well, right now, Mark, you've got about 14 points coming in that paint for John Glenn. And in girls basketball here in this age here with the 3-point shot and so on, when you get double-digit points inside the paint on offensive rebounds and so on, you're sitting pretty good, I think.
You're controlling the game, yeah, for sure.
Barnett outside to Olivia DeMent. Kirsten Harper drives inside. Finds some nice space, put her head down, but forgot to look at the basketball, look at the basket on that layup, gets the ball back on the steal from Demetio and will get fouled. So Harper will go to the line for the first time in the day. 2-shot foul coming, 6:19 to play in the game, and John Glenn with its biggest lead of the game at 20, 47-27. And Kirsten Harper, Drano with free throw number 1. Caitlin Rose will return for Dan Hildy's Electrics as Zoe Dodson checks out. And Harper trying to make it to get into double figures in the game. She would be the only Electric to do so. That one, a very high arcing shot, went short. Kumler rebounds, pushing it ahead. 3-on-2 the other way. Kumler finds a wide open Rachel Minert with the layup on the left side.
Yeah, they're just beating any kind of pressure. That time she left the free throw line, left everybody standing.
And there's a steal by Kumler. Those long arms swiping it away before the travel by Philo. Minert finding Demetio, and now Abrams outside to Kumler.
Great ball movement and good job by Kumler to pull it out.
And probably a better job by Philo to prevent the transition bucket right there. It looked like they were going to be beaten down the floor again and recovered just in time. Demetio has it in the corner. Abrams swings it around left, high left for Kumler. Straight man-to-man here now, marked by Philo, having to just put some
pressure. Yeah, there's one of those passes.
Yep, there it is again. Barnett a steal. Barnett goes coast to coast and lays it in on the right side.
Well, that was one of those passes where it was not directed to anybody, and it just kind of dribbled through the defense for a turnover. That'd be the 13th turnover for John Glenn.
And 9th in this half, and they've actually extended the lead while committing more turnovers, which is a little bit odd. Minert dribbles around, pressure on the sideline. Again, just getting too deep, throws it away. Intercepted by Rose going the other way. Missed that shot. Demetio with another rebound. Boy, she has done some serious glass work today, Anna Demetio. And again, Irvin reading that bounce pass to the post and intercepts it. We got a DiMatteo foul on John Glenn, and that will be a one-on-one opportunity coming for freshman Caitlin Rose.
I mean, that's just that's a youth mistake. You can't make an entry pass to the post from above the arc on the right wing. I mean, that's way too much space. And she tried to do that, and just not, somebody's got to come to the ball. Somebody's got to come help her. Too far out for an entry pass.
And so Caitlin Rose now at the line, 1-on-1. That one's banked in. Rose tried to attempt to bank in a couple of free throws earlier in the first half, and this one she gets to go for the first time.
Entering the Muskies, number 44, Chelsea Sutherland.
Sutherland is back in, number 44 for John Glenn. And Rose with that second free throw, aims it high off the square. This one rims out. Kumler had it for a moment and then takes down Harper with her third personal foul, Kumler. And right back to the free throw line goes Kirsten Harper of the Electrics, trying to get into double figures now.
Now Angela Kumler, her third.
Just, you should never give up a rebound on the free throw, and they just did. That's hustle points for Philo.
Harper, a junior, and rims this one off the back iron. A fine soccer player as well. Was the goaltender for that Lady Electric soccer team this year as well. Just a very good all-around athlete. Trying to make it an even 10 points for her today and get the deficit down to 17, and she does with the second free throw. Hits one of two, 49-32, John Glenn. Just over 4.5 to go here in the game.
And here's your full court pressure. Turnover, unforced. 6 turnover.
Yeah, that's the one thing probably in this game here that Gary Sigmund's not going to be too pleased about. It's just kind of a bit of a nonchalant offensive play in the passing decisions here in the second half.
Well, and quite honestly, it's really bad this quarter. The other were hustle. I mean, hustle. Some of this stuff is just lackadaisical play, almost like, we've got this big lead, so it's all good. And it just isn't good. These guys, even though I know it's a 17-point lead, 49-32, you just can't get too sloppy with anything can happen in girls basketball.
So right now, the top scorers, Philo led by Kirsten Harper's 10 points, and really a host of Electrics in there in that 5, 4, 6 point range. Let's see, 6 points for Zoe Donson and 5 for Amasia Barnett. John Glenn led by Hannah DiMatteo right now with 13 in the game, 7 of 7 from the free throw line for Hannah DiMatteo, and 12 points make it 14 in the game for Abby Shire. Kumler has yet to score in the second half. She had 8 in the first half and has not really looked to be that aggressive offensively. She's been looking to distribute, but still just the 8 points.
But I got to tell you, here this fourth quarter, she looks tired. She just she doesn't have that energy that she had the first 3 quarters, so maybe this break might have helped her. We'll see.
Kirsten Harper, Amasia Barnett, Harper with it now, and took an extra step before the dribble, and we're just like, as you can see, Dan Hildy with his hands on top of his head, rubbing his dome, just trying to.
Well, she saw the opening. There was like a path right in the middle going right to the cup, and she saw it and just gave the little ball fake like she's coached, and the step went with her.
Minor outside for Abrams. Southerton now at the foul line.
I like this better than the stall game. At least they're looking into the post. Look at them. Everybody's eyes are in that post area. Boom, boom.
And there's Kumler with an uncontested layup.
She just seems like doesn't have that pep, but nice job of getting that ball into the post to her.
51-32 now as that lead extended out. There's Kumler with the steal and the left-hand layup the other way, and a 21-point lead, the biggest of the game, 50-32.
And just as I say all that, she's come up with 2 big plays, and that's why she's the leader of this club.
Well, at times it's quiet enough in there in this gymnasium. Perhaps she did area. Who knows?
Good point.
Kumler with 14 in the game now.
Block.
And a whack by John Glenn will make it an automatic 2-shot bonus now for Bailey Dement, a freshman guard, number 2 at the line. And Dement right now 3 points in the game, and not a good free throw shooter so far. Just 1 of 4 in the game so far for Bailey DeMent.
I don't think she likes all this, nobody around her freaks her out. She likes to have traffic.
I think you're right. Good free throw on number 2, making it 53-33.
Whoa!
That's a slight misjudgment of time and space as DeMent smiles a bit, runs over Emma Dolan, and picks up the 16th foul by the Lady Electrics, and Bailey DeMent with foul number 2.
And I think she got the first down.
Minard along the sideline for John Glenn, being hounded by Barnett. Bouncing it outside for Abrams. Olivia Abrams around Harper. Harper meets a couple of blue jerseys down low by Amasia Barnett. She commits the foul. 1-on-1 opportunity now for Olivia Abrams.
A little bit of banging.
And a little bit of fatigue on both sides,
Yes.
I think, that is leading to some more of these fouls. First free throw good for Olivia Abrams of John Glenn, number 32, and that's her first charity stripe point tonight, 4 points in the game. 3:17 remaining in the game, and a pair of good free throws for Abrams. 22-point lead for John Glenn, 55-33.
Okay, they took that press off kind of in a little 1-3-1, looks like.
DeMent has it tapped out by Kumler, but right into the hands of Dodson. There's DeMent fighting forward inside with the offensive rebound. Can't get it. Chloe Irvin has it. DeMent gets pounded from behind, and I think Minert will be called for that foul, and Bailey DeMent will go right back to the line. They're going to get Emma Dolan on that foul, number 2. Dolan, number 30, with her second personal foul. With all the fouls committed, really nobody in any serious trouble. A few players for John Glenn have 3 fouls,
Well,
but
we've
that's
had
it.
hefty substitutions all through the game, both teams, and so you've got different people committing atrocities.
And Bailey DeMent, again, missing on the front end of this 2-shot bonus. Just 2 of 6 from the line so far. Gary Sigmund will bring out Dolan, Abrams, and Minert. We'll see a couple of new faces in there. Aaliyah Musselman, number 23, is in. Free throw, second one is good for Bailey DeMent. And she now has 5 in the game. Kumler bounces to the corner. Shire is back in now with the ball in the right corner. Outside for Musselman. Back to Shire in the corner. Looking to the post. And
it wasn't there.
Nothing there for
It was
Sutherland.
there originally when she was in front of the defender. When the defender fronted her, just wasn't there.
And we got a timeout taken by Dan Hildy and the Electrics. 30-second timeout for Philo, as they were, Coach Dan Hildy, a little bit leery of a 10-second violation possibly in the backcourt. Trying to save a possession for the Electrics. And it looks like John Glenn will have this one in hand and should have win number 6 in just a couple of minutes. 55-34 game.
Yeah, without any unforeseen craziness. I mean, they have out-executed Philo. Philo has kept on scratching and what have you, but John Glenn's game plan going into the post, they've eaten them up in the post. Now, some of their scoring, they've got several three-pointers and outside shots, but that's all because the post, they couldn't stop it, and they've been kicking it back out and finding open people. Good heads-up play by the Muskies.
Bailey DeMent being hounded by Musselman. DeMent pulls up from the foul line, banks that one too hard. And a rebound from Musselman. And good sportsmanship shown there by Bailey DeMent, who commits the foul, but Musselman now will have a chance to get in the score column for the first time with 2:20 to go in the game.
Well, we could end up with a free throw fest here, so stay on your toes.
Philo has been shooting double bonus for a while. That's the 8th team foul on Philo. 1-on-1 here for Musselman. And the daughter of Stacy Musselman will put that one in. Aaliyah Musselman, 5'8" freshman. And Drano on both of those. Nice job by the youngster. And extends the John Glenn lead to 23 at 57-34. Chelsea Southerton is out.
Getting some of the younger players in,
Yep.
I think it's a good move.
Abby Shire checks out probably for the final time as well. And a couple of one new Muskies. Marissa Sakai is back in. And we also see Kylan Barr for the first time, number 20. Olivia DeMint drives, runner won't go. Kumler rips away the rebound from a couple of electrics and recaptures it in the backcourt with 2 minutes. 57-34, John Glenn looking, they'll get back over 500 now with this victory here today. There's a steal by Olivia DeMint. DeMint going coast to coast. Won't go, and cleaning up the glass was Avery Potts, but missed that shot. Kumler out with it now, racing to the other end. Pulls up from 10, too hard. And Kumler and a couple of electrics will battle for it. Possession to Philo. And Coach Dan Hildy will empty his Lady Electric bench.
Yeah, I think I'd get Kumler out of there.
Right now for John Glenn, Kyla Morgan is in.
And there goes Kumler.
Kumler exits the game today, a quiet 12 points.
Number 21, Tyler Morgan.
And we'll try to get the other Philo Electrics here. Kirsten Harper returns. That's Barnett with it out high. Chloe Irvin, the senior there with a lob pass and a layup inside off the right side for senior Chloe Irvin, her second field goal, 5 points. 57-36 with a minute 16 remaining. Tie up in the backcourt as Sakai gets tied up by who else? Bailey DeMint, the scrapper.
I wanted to tell her as she was dribbling the ball, there's no reason to dribble between the two, especially when one of them is the little DeMint girl. She got too quick a hands, baby. That ain't.
Yes, sir. Bella Eubanks is in for John Glenn, number 10.
Uh-oh, bad situation. Well, she did a good
She
job.
got out of it. Yep. Musselman will get rid of it to Kylan Barr. Morgan over to the right corner, lobbing it inside, looking for Windland. Body's on the floor, but John Glenn recovers it. And it's going to be an offensive foul. A little bit of an elbow by Kylan Barr. Will pick up the foul. And that's an offensive foul. No free throws, of course, in the bonus. 57-36, 21-point lead for John Glenn.
20th turnover for John Glenn.
And could win by 20 points, which they will not get away with that very often here in league play.
Well, most of 9 turnovers just in this quarter.
Yep. There's a three-point attempt that's off the mark by Avery Potts. Out of bounds to John Glenn with 48.4 seconds remaining here in the game. Barr.
Somebody better come get the ball.
And they do. That's Kylan Morgan. Morgan gives it back to Barr. Barr up the right side, throws it ahead, and too far on that post pattern pass to Musselman, out of bounds. Another turnover, number 21 for John Glenn today.
See, Coach is trying to say there's no reason to hurry. You got the lead. Just relax.
Well, these youngsters, when you get lead in the games here, they want to make. They're looking to make some hay. And that pass is thrown away by Dodson. And Musselman will bring it down for John Glenn with under 30 seconds. Out high with it is Kylan Barr. Barr dribbles to the right side. Windland, another freshman, gives it back to Barr. Musselman bounces it out high for Bella Eubanks. And there's a 3-ball attempt and a Drano from Kylan Barr, the 5'9" junior. Gets in the score column.
Nice looking shot.
And that takes us to the end of the game. So an exclamation point applied by John Glenn as they win this one handily over the Lady Electrics after what I believe was a close matchup down at Philo a few weeks ago. John Glenn with an impressive win here today. Did it really defensively here, Mark.
Yeah, nice job defensively, nice job on the boards. Nice job with the game plan. They stuffed it inside and it opened up shots outside, and just too much for Philo today.
So the final score, John Glenn 60 and the Lady Electrics of Philo 36. Philo will drop to 6-5. John Glenn ups their record to 6-5 overall. And Mark and I will tally up the final numbers, and we'll give you the final statistics of this one before we wrap it up here on YRP TV. Cam Summers and Mark Withrow and I will return after a brief timeout. Welcome back here on YRP TV. Cam Summers running the visuals for us here today on the YRP TV. Thanks a lot, Cam. Nice job over there, as always. And Mark Withrow will finish tallying up his team statistics numbers of this one. An impressive win today for John Glenn's Lady Muskies. Gary Sigmund's Maroon and White with their 6th victory of the year so far today. 60-36 win over Philo. Won it pretty handily. 19-8 after one. 11-8 advantage in the second. 13-9 advantage in the third. And 17-11 in the fourth quarter. So John Glenn winning every quarter, scoring double digits in each one. 3 double-figure scores in the game here for John Glenn. We'll look at the Philo Electric's scores first of their 36 points. One player in double figures. That was junior Kirsten Harper, scoring 10 points on the day. All 2-point field goals, 2 of 4 from the foul line for her 10 points. 6 points in the game for Zoe Dotson. She had the only 3-point shot of the day for Philo. 1 of 2 from the foul line and a 2-point field goal for her 6. 3 players for Philo with 5 points. That was Amasia Barnett, a junior with a couple of field goals, 1 of 3 from the foul line. Chloe Irvin, the senior, with 5. 2 field goals and 1 free throw, 1 of 1 from the line. And 5 points for the scrappy Bailey Dement, number 2, who hit on just 3 out of 7 from the foul line. Most of her free throws coming in that fourth quarter. Scored 5 points with 1 field goal. And the other 4 points, Olivia Dement with a field goal and 2 for 2 from the line. And Caitlin Rose, the first one off the bench today for Dan Hildy's Electrics. 1 of 3 from the foul line for her only point of the afternoon. John Glenn scores really balanced. Offensively, looked very good here today, especially down in the post for post play. The 3 double-figure scores. Abby Shire doing her damage from outside the 3-point arc as always. 14 points in the game with a 2-point field goal and 4 threes. And I believe she was 4 out of 5 from missed her first attempt and then went Drano on her last 4 attempts, I believe. So Shire scores 14 for John Glenn. Hannah Dematillo with 3 2-point field goals, 7 out of 7 from the foul line today for her 13 points. And be interesting to know the rebound numbers. She had quite a few offensive rebounds as well as defensive rebounds. I'm guessing that she was somewhere in that 8 to 10 rebound category as well today. So I would say if you were going to pick an MVP today, that's probably my MVP for John Glenn today was Dematillo, what she did at both ends of the floor this afternoon. Angela Kumler, 12 points in the game, coming all from 2-point range. 6 points for Chelsea Southerton off the bench. And let's see, 5 points, Olivia Abrams, 1 3-point shot, 2 of 2 at the line. Rachel Meinert, 4 points with a couple of field goals. Kylan Barr with the last field goal of the game, that 3-point shot there near the end of the game for John Glenn. And Aaliyah Musselman with 2 out of 2 free throws from the line for John Glenn's 60 points. And an impressive victory today and a good one here for Gary Sigmund's Muskies.
No doubt about it. When we look at the numbers, kind of tells the story. Philo, 12 for 50 from the floor, 24%. Only hit 1 3-pointer out of 16 tries, 6%. John Glenn, 20 for 48, 42%. 5 for 13, 38% from 3-point land. So congratulations on the Muskies really shutting down Philo's shooting, but shooting well themselves. Rebounding, pretty tight actually. 25 rebounds for Philo, 31 for John Glenn. 12 offensive boards for Philo, and only 6 offensive boards for John Glenn. But you got to understand, John Glenn was getting a lot of shots from inside the paint, and were very successful. Looking at the free throw shooting, Philo a dismal 11 for 24, 46%. John Glenn 12 for 15, right at 80%. Love their form, by the way. And when we look at the scores by quarters, John Glenn's going to win all 4 quarters. First quarter 19-8, second quarter 11-10, third quarter 13-9, fourth quarter 17-11. The final score: John Glenn 60, Philo Electrics 36.
That's the final. Both teams now at 6-5, just right about the halfway point of the season, and still a second half of basketball yet to come. Sheridan, as we said at the top of the girls MVL League, Tri-Valley and Maysville battling kind of for that number 2 spot. Looks like, unless Sheridan has something really go wrong, boy, that is a lot of talent on that basketball team this year.
Anything can happen in basketball, especially now. You got to add to any kind of injuries, the COVID situation. But yeah, they've got a pretty tough basketball team. I don't know that these two teams are ever going to get to that level this year, but the future surely is bright. They played a lot of young kids, and they played hard.
Absolutely. Our thanks to Michael Dunlap, Assistant Athletic Director here at John Glenn. Our many thanks. Cam Summers over there. Nice job, young man. Thank you as always. And always a pleasure to work here with you here, Big Zepper. How you doing?
Doing pretty well.
How was your holiday, by the way?
Oh, not bad. Different as it was for many many people, not just Americans. And but enjoyable. The Lord's blessed me a lot, man. I'm just tickled to be here. Absolutely. Our thanks to one and all. Thanks for joining us here on YRP TV. Hope you enjoyed it. Our congratulations to the Lady Muskies. Abby Shire, 14 points. Hannah Dematia with 13, and Angela Kumler with 12 to lead John Glenn to their 6th victory of the year. Final score 60-36. For all of us at ABC Sports, Cam Summers, Mark Withrow, Dave Davidson saying good afternoon, everybody.
High school basketball. Tonight's game is brought to you by Southeastern Med, Doan Ford, WB Green Insurance, West 40 Auto Sales, Muskingum Valley Health Centers, Edward Jones, Teresa Cowden, Park National Bank, and Abel's Electric Heating and Cooling.
This has been a presentation of ABC Communications.